Hey everybody, welcome to episode 70 of the Fiberista Files. Today is Wednesday, March 7th. This is my second attempt recording. I just tried it a minute ago, but had a wardrobe malfunction, so I decided to start over. This is Podcaster Pajama Week, and normally my pajamas are nothing major. They're just t-shirts and pajama pants, so I thought I'd class it up a little bit and show you my very attractive Forever Lazy that I received as a gift from a student this year for Christmas. It has a hood. It's very Obi-Wan Kenobi senator sort of thing. My student's name is Sequoia, by the way. Hey, Sequoia. So here's my Forever Lazy. It's one big, giant onesie with, like, legs and stuff. It does not have feet, but it's got everything else. It has an escape hatch in the back. That's what it's called. It's called an escape hatch for when duty calls. I'm not even kidding you. If you have not seen the Forever Lazy commercial, you need to go watch it right now. I'll wait. Did you watch it? Hilarious. We were laughing about it one day in class, and she actually saw it when she was out shopping at Christmas time, and she bought it for me. I was really touched, so I put it on right in the classroom, and right over my clothes, and we walked up and down the hallway, and she recorded me on her phone while I was just gauging people's expressions. Apparently people don't know what the Forever Lazy is or haven't seen the commercial because they were just like, whatever, Miss Kitty, whatever. I thought it was hilarious, and so did Sequoia, so anyway. I'm also recording in my very attractive duck slippers. You can tell I've had my duck slippers for a long time. I don't know if they're duck slippers or... I think they're ducks. It could be chicks, but I think they're ducks. It's a wide bill. Anyway, I'm really anal about my slippers. I know you're surprised. Let me take this one off and show you. You can see that this is the specific footprint, that this is my left foot, because I actually draw... Probably not on here. Oh, well, kind of. There's an L right here because I have a left and a right for my slippers, and I put the left on the left only and the right on the right only. I don't mix the feet. They're always on the same feet. I've had these probably a good decade or so. They're getting pretty worn out, but they're warm and they're comfy, so I wear them. This is Forever Lazy, by the way. I know it's ridiculous, but oh my god, is it warm. So warm. If I'm ever cold, slap this thing on. Good to go. Okay, so now that I'm 2.5 minutes in and haven't talked about anything major, why don't we get right into it? I do not have show notes this week. We'll see how it goes. So, weekend review. This week is the week of our drama competition. Sorry, I'm really far away from the camera today. Our drama competition is Saturday. Saturday night at 7. It's a 2-day event, which I did not know when I signed up for drama. Excuse me. But things are coming together. I've put in so many hours in the past week or so that I don't even know. I'm so tired. I fell asleep in my chair a minute ago while I was watching the His and Hers podcast. Don't worry, I didn't miss anything. I went back and rewatched it. What else? I took a nap yesterday and woke up. I meant to sleep for 15 minutes and woke up an hour and a half later and I hadn't even moved. Like, I was still in the same position, had a little puddle of drool under my face because I just am exhausted. I'm so tired. We've had a couple of snafus with drama. The person who did it last year did not submit a budget request. So this year our budget, which we had no idea how much money we had. So we had to pay $70 to have the rights to perform the play. We paid the $70, and then we got a balance sheet and found out that we have $30 left over. Our entire drama budget for the entire year was $100. We're very fortunate in that we had a professional actress and very nice lady, Dottie, who's worked with the school district for like a million years. She does Gilbert and Sullivan shows. Anyway, she stepped in and really did a lot of the legwork for us, finding costumes and hemming, outfits. And, I mean, she really has done so much. We could not have done this without her. But we had no money for costumes, no money for props, no money for anything. Their kids are supposed to get commemorative t-shirts, but we couldn't afford them, so we didn't have them done. And now we finally got permission from the principal to get them done, but now it's 3 days before the rehearsal and the competition, and I just don't know. So, that's that. It's been taking up a lot of mental energy. That school is all I have been focused on this week. I've not had a chance to knit or spin or do anything this week. I did do a little bit this weekend, which I'll show you. But school has to come first this week. I am putting all Highland Handmades off as much as I can. Sorry, my computer is blinking, and I'm not sure why it's blinking. It's kind of annoying me. Let me just minimize it. Really, you're going to freeze? No. Yes? No? Yes? No? I don't know if this is going to work or not. Hang on, I'm going to check this and be right back. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I have no idea if that's... We'll see. Anyway, where was I? Weekend review? Yeah, so drama. Drama all the time. Grades are also due this week for progress reports for this, so we're halfway through the third quarter. So I have grading to do after I do this. We'll see how it goes. Busy. My husband was very sweet and came down and helped me look for stuff, props and things last weekend. He made some swords for us, which were fantastic. I wish I had him to show you. I've really been very impressed. He's been huge help. So that's been that. This week I haven't done much knitting or spinning, but last week I totally have. Let's start with the knitting. Knitting is going to be very quick and easy. I have knit on one project exactly, and I don't know how much you're going to be able to see, but I feel like I made some serious progress. I'm working on my sweater for the Ain't Scared of Sweaters knit-along, or the First Sweaters Knitters Support Group. If you watch His and Hers, you know that Melissa finished her sweater. I have not finished my sweater. This is my sweater. I have, however, separated for the arms. Let me show you. Here's my armholes, and I actually did put them on a holder, and I have done, I think, 3 rows since. I'm on straight knitting for, it says 1.5 inches before you start the decreases, but I'm going to go at least 2 inches, if not 2.5, because I'm pretty long torsoed, and I don't want to start increases too soon. Decreases, I mean. I don't want to start decreases too soon. So here's my sweater. It is being knit out of some superwash merino yarn that I had ordered and dyed myself. This is the Dead Man's Fingers colorway. It's probably too much of a glare. It's just a muted, variegated, tonal green. Obviously, I have not tried this on yet. We'll see how it goes. I'm doing the 42-inch size, which should fit me. It should more than fit me. We'll see. It's going to be kind of a crapshoot. If it doesn't fit me, it will fit somebody else. But it's supposed to have positive ease, so it's designed to be a little bit bigger than I really need. So we'll see. I did not knit on my Wish or the Winter Birches mitts or any of my other things. I'm working on it. After this, if I can just get through Saturday, I can pick all this stuff back up again. I will feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulder if I can just make it that far. I did, however, take some time to do some spinning. I went stash diving because I told you last week, actually, that I was going to look for some fiber so that I could sell some hand spun to make some money for SSK. And the stuff that I had spun last week was the Vintage Pearls Superwash Merino, New Zealand Merino and Silk from vintagepearls.co.nz. And I got that singles finished and plied up. This is a 2-ply. It has not been washed or waxed yet. I'm assuming it will bloom more soon. Let me see if I can't get that to focus. There we go. It is pink and blue. Some of it barber pole, but less than you're seeing. There were actually quite a few sections that the colors matched up like they did there, and there's a pink section that did as well. And I'm very pleased with it. It's about probably a sport weight 2-ply. I got 160 yards out of 50 grams in 2-ply. And like I said, it still has to be washed and waxed, but very, very squishy. Then I went stash diving to see what else I could spin. And I'm very guilty of having a fiber stash, but not so much a yarn stash. There's not a lot of yarn that I have that I'll pick that up in a minute. There's not a lot of yarn that I have that I couldn't or wouldn't get rid of, except maybe my Volmiza and, like, souvenir yarns. And, like, yarn doesn't hold for me the inherent potential that fiber does. I have a really hard time saying no to pretty fiber. I can say no to pretty yarn. So I went stash diving to look for yarn to spin to sell, to fiber, sorry, to spin to sell. And I went through both of my fiber totes that I have here, and there's nothing there that I wanted to spin to sell. Like, I just want to keep it all. So finally, I just blindly reached in and grabbed something and took it out, and then that was what I was going to spin. What it ended up being was fiber from Plays Well with Colors on Etsy. It's 100% Falkland wool, 4 ounces in the Salt Marsh colorway from playswellwithcolors.etsy.com. And this yarn is dyed by my fiber is dyed by my friend Andrea. And the Salt Marsh colorway is a very complex colorway. I'm going to show you some of the fiber that I've divided. This is a good one to show you. It has dark, almost black sections. It has like a limey green, a deep olive green, and then there's sort of contradictory. There are these pops of an aqua blue, which doesn't seem to match, and you think, no way is that going to look good together. Andrea, my love, you know what you're doing, because holy crap. I don't know if I can sell this. I thought I could make myself do it, but I don't think I can. This is the fiber as it's coming out right now. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. There's some barber pulling. There's some lighter areas. This looks lighter than it really is. There's a lot of darker spots under there. It's spinning up incredibly fine. Let's see if I can get that to show you exactly how fine that's. I mean, it is fine, and it is even, and it is good, and I'm so pleased with it. I'm in love with it. This is my end, which is that little bit of fluff right there, but this is half. This is the other half. This half won't be spun until after this weekend. I'm going to do 2 skeins. I'm going to do what I always do, which is I take this and put it in a Lazy Kate, and I wind it off with my ball winder into a centerable ball, and I wind both ends from themselves so that I don't have any left over, any extra. Plus, I only use 1 bobbin at a time that way. And then once this is done and plied, or at least once it's wound off, I will spin up the other one. I'm really looking forward to that. It took me hours and hours and hours to spin that to 2 ounces. Very relaxing. It was so good. It's absolutely gorgeous to work with. So Andrea doesn't have a whole lot in her shop right now, but I know that she was looking through her undyed just the other day, so hopefully soon you'll be able to get some of that. Totally worth it. So good. And her prices are fantastic as well. And she's a Plurker too. She is Andrea9772 on Plurk. Maybe she doesn't want me to give out her name, but I totally did. Okay, I have to reach down and get something. Alright, so the other thing... Nope, that's it for spinning. Okay. Dye pots. Excuse me, I told you I was tired. I'm sorry. It's already 8 o'clock at night. There has been nothing in the dye pots this week, again, because of work. There's going to be a small update, not this week, but next week. And I hope that I will get some stuff done Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for you guys for the update. It's going to be small, but I'm going to have Corriedale and Lace Weight, neither of which I had a chance to dye up last week. I had every intentions of doing it, but I just ran out of time. So next week that's going to be it. And I also have some custom orders coming in for sock yarn and stuff, so I'm working on it. But I wanted to take time to show you the Trifecta of Awesome Fiber Club. If you haven't seen it yet from this last shipment, I didn't want to show it until I thought that most people had gotten their fiber. So if you have not yet received your fiber and you do not want to be spoiled, please look away. This is the fiber. This is one of the more muted skeins. I didn't keep the best one for myself. But this fiber is 100% Northern English, Shetland. It's Shetland from the north of England. It's not actually from the Shetland Isles, but as you can imagine, not all Shetland sheep come from Shetland. But it's a very fine and uniform fiber. It's 29 microns, which is soft enough to be next to skin, which a lot of Shetland isn't. Shetland sheep actually can have up to 5 different types of fiber in a single fleece. But this stuff is gorgeous. I really love it. I'm not going to lie, it was a bit of a challenge to me professionally. It was a fiber that does not behave like a lot of other fibers as far as the way it takes the dye. So I had a little bit of a learning curve. You'll see that when I do my next shop update. I have some more muted skeins of this. I'm just going to, they don't look anything like the colorway. So, no, you know it won't be next week. It'll be after the club, but I do have some braids to sell. Excuse me. But I wanted to show you the colorway inspiration photo, which is this one. I'm going to try very hard to get it to focus. There you go. There's Buttercup and Wesley. Actually, that's Buttercup and Dread Pirate Wesley. And it says the Princess Bride. If you flip it over, there's Wesley, there's Farm Boy and Buttercup. And it still says the Princess Bride. This is sort of a setting sky. It's on the farm. This is, you know, Florin and, you know, the pirate ship Revenge and all that. So I tried very hard to get all of the colors in there, and I think I was successful. It's a pretty busy fiber, but I think it will make it a lot of fun. And this, the movie, the book, all of it, the story is a lot of fun. And I was really trying to do honor to that. I wanted very much to be respectful of the book because it is my favorite book and my favorite story. The Princess Bride is written by William Golding and William Goldman, not Golding, that's the spindle guy, William Goldman. And the movie is the soundtrack and the video of my childhood. Like, I don't remember a time that I didn't have Princess Bride playing. I've seen it thousands of times, and that's not an exaggeration. I watch it all the time. And I've watched it almost my whole life, since I was 5 anyway. I didn't know until I was in college that there was a book, and when I read the book, I read the 25th anniversary edition, in which Goldman actually takes time to talk about how he cast Andre the Giant and the difficulties that he and Rob Reiner had getting the film greenlighted so that it could be made. And it just was really amazing. On the back of the tag, this is a handspun yarn tag. On the back of the tag is a map of Florin and Gilder. It's kind of busy, but it's one of the other images that go with the Princess Bride. And then it says handspun yarn, yardage, weight, and notes. So that you can write, you know, what kind of yardage you got in your reps per inches and all that. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoy spinning it. This braid is for me. The other ones, the ones that are, they're not oopses, but they were the test skeins that are a little bit different. I was still playing around with different dyes and stuff. Those ones will be for sale. Eventually, and those will probably have a different colorway name. This colorway name is As You Wish, but those ones are different enough that I think maybe they'll have a different colorway name. But anyway, if you want to try the Shetland, they'll be available for purchase. So that's that. I got all the way through the, I told you last week that I forgot to do the ball band. I will be doing a ball band. I just need to get that done. Again, it's going to have to wait until after Saturday because I have no time for myself until then. But I hope early next week to get those emailed out to you guys if you want them so that you can have the ball band. So that's that. So that's dye pots. What's next? Is it processes or growth? I don't have any growth. I really don't want to get out all those boxes for processes. This is the second or third week I've put it off. Can you tell boxes really don't interest me? I want you to know the stuff. I want you to know what resources are out there as far as shipping containers, but I do think I'm going to put that off just one more week. You know, I really think that maybe with my bed head that this elastics pigtails thing is not working out well for me, so maybe I'll take those out. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Did I have another process? No, I didn't. We're good. That leaves us with grabby hands, and the grabby hands that I have today is the meaning of, is where the title comes from, because I know I've talked about it. I know Katie, JetGirl13 has talked about it, but it really bears repeating. I love Mardens. Marden's is a store here in Maine. They have several locations. They're a surplus and salvage store. So, like, when stores go out of business, whatever they have left when they close their doors that they can't sell, Marden's buys it. Slightly irregular things, things that come from buildings that were partially, like, fire or water damage. Like, they take the stuff that wasn't damaged but really can't be sold, and then they sell it. Definitely not a classy place, but man, they've got good deals. I hate the commercials. I'm not going to quote the commercials, but Marden's as a company is one I really love. Now, I went to Marden's because I needed to buy tulle for a veil for drama. I wanted to look for sword parts to make swords and something else. My husband was getting frustrated because he kept losing me because I kept seeing a pretty and I kept walking away. The first thing that they have when you walk in are a bunch of bins where stuff is just thrown in there like it's dirt cheap. I got yarn. I know. Excuse me, but I did. And I even have a project in mind for these. So it's really even more fantastic than could be. I do not know what the original retail price is on these. They're not marked, but perhaps a viewer will be able to put a comment in and tell me what the original was. I have two types of yarn. They're Reynolds yarn. They're two different bases. This one is the Review base, and this one is Wash Day Wool Kids. I have two skeins of the orange. This is 100% wool merino extra fine superwash. It's 112 yards and 50 grams. So 224 yards I have of this in the orange. Very soft. It's a cable ply yarn. And then the gray is 100% superwash wool, 176 yards per 50 grams. So what is that, DK weight? So I've got a worsted and a DK. And this is the gray. I think they go pretty well together. Don't you? Should go like that. Yep. This is going to be a lined beanie for one of my husband's friends at work. Each of these yarn balls cost me $2.49. So I got an entire hat worth for $7.50, which I gotta tell you is a pretty good deal. If I did a skein of Cascade 220, which I don't even think would be enough for a lined beanie, that's gonna run me at least 11 bucks. Score! And they had a ton. This was just what I could convince my husband to let me buy because I was like, no, because you said your friend needed a hat. Again, if my husband sees the purpose, I get it free. So then we were walking around, and they get a lot of books at really discounted prices. It's a total hodgepodge. You have to really search to find what you want. But they do have a pretty good craft selection. And I got this book, Knit Couture, 20 hand knit designs from runway to reality. I totally thought that said Ravelry the first time I looked at it. But now, these are not all patterns I am going to knit. I am not, for example, going to knit the, they have a little gallery at the end. I'm not going to be knitting the tube dress, which is like got no straps and little flappy parts over the boobs and an attached skirt. Not going to be doing that. But they do have a couple, they have 3 shrug shapes. They have a couple of tank shapes. They have some cardigans. They have 2 or 3 skirts. They've got a dress in there. They have some very basic sweater shapes as well. Now, this one is one that I really like. It's the Lurex tunic. Very simple scoop neck, long sleeve, nice length to it. I'm not knitting it out of Lurex, obviously, but at least I can look at the gauge and the numbers and knit my own sweater from there. Now, this book retails for $29.95. So this retails for $30. Guess what I paid? Oh, you can't see it? Are you serious? It's too bright? Yeah, you can kind of see that. I paid $1. $1. $1 for 20 patterns. Who cares if I only knit a few of them? It's $1, and it's hardcover. Totally fine. There's nothing wrong with the book. It's not damaged. It hasn't been written in. There's no tears or cuts or anything. The pictures in it are not great. They have, like, they're very artistic photos. Very reminiscent of couture sorts of things. They're not the best pictures for, like, really seeing what the garment looks like on a person. But you know what? I've got Ravelry, and Ravelry will show me everything in 100 different ways. So I really don't need to see everything in a great way, because Ravelry will do that for me. So I got that. Then I had scored a couple updates ago in Fibernymph Dye Works, one of her updates. I think it was like the second one once she went to Big Cartel. And it was totally a fluke thing because somebody had plurked that there was Volmiza up in the shop hours later, and I went and I was like, no, cannot buy more Volmiza. Must close window. I know, I was very Shatner, and I had to close and walk away because I really don't need more Volmiza until I knit up the 3 skeins that I have sitting there. Like, stop. But then somebody, I think it was Mama Needs Yarn, plurked about, whoa, when's the Fibernymph update going to be? And somebody had responded, oh, it's going to be in, like, well, right now. And so I went over to see what she had. And, of course, now that Lisa is doing Big Cartel, she can have everything up ahead of time before it goes live. So I looked, and, of course, there was something that I found. And I said, you know, I said no to Volmiza, so that means I can buy Fibernymph. I need to stop buying yarn, people. I cannot fit it all in my cubbies right now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I did score. Checkout was insanely fast. I totally was lucky and lucked out. This yarn is not going to be for me. It is going to be for socks for my husband for his birthday in August, so I've got plenty of time. This colorway is called Piano Man. This is Fibernymph's Happy Camper, which is 274 yards of a sport weight. It's 100% superwash merino. It is navy blue, charcoal gray, forest green, and chocolate brown, or dirt brown. I love these colors together. They're nice and dark. They're very rich, very good, great saturation. This is another cable ply yarn, and which will make it nice and durable. Now, 274 yards does not sound a lot for the oven mitt feet that my husband has, but I bought that other skein that I got at Spa, and I'm going to try that first and tweak any sizing that I need to, but they don't have to be tall socks. And in sport, I can use a bigger needle to maybe a 3 or maybe even a 4. I'm going to have to look at the fabric on the 3s. I haven't knit a lot of sport weight yarn, so we're going to see, but these are going to be birthday socks for my husband, so he deserves them. Very squishy base, very squishy, springy, happy base. So thank you, Lisa. I'm very excited about it. So that's Grabby Hands. And that's my podcast this week. I wish I had more content for you guys, and hopefully next week I will. I'm sorry I keep itching my nose, but something's touching me. My hair's down. I'm exhausted. Next week I hope to be able to show you a lot more. I really would like to finish my Maiwa shawl. On Saturday I have so much downtime in between. We leave school here to go to the festival at 7:30 in the morning. Our performance isn't until 7 o'clock at night. They don't announce the winner until midnight. So I'm going to be sitting in the room that they have assigned for us to be in, and I'm going to be knitting and napping, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to say, you know what, guys, go have a good time, do your workshops, have fun, you know, I'll meet you back here for lunch and for dinner, and then I'm going to just be knitting. It will help me keep my nerves calm, it will help me relax, and it will hopefully be a day that I will be very productive. So, excuse me. I want to thank Katie, JetGirl1313, for organizing letting everybody know about the Podcaster Pajama Week. I certainly am very comfortable in my Forever Lazy. I like to have fun with you guys. I like to do themed stuff. I like when we all do the same thing at once. I mean, maybe not like a long drawn out, everybody does the same thing for 6 weeks, but once in a while it's kind of nice. I think we need to have another Podcaster Appreciation Day. I think in May. Shouldn't we just, like May 5th? Shouldn't May 5th just be Podcaster Appreciation Day? What do you think? Let me know. Send me an email, write something in the comments, leave something in my Ravelry group. Oh, that reminds me. I'm so glad I said that. I am this close to 500 members of my Ravelry group, and next month is my podiversary. It will be 2 years since I started podcasting. I started on April 16th of 2010. So if I can get 500 members in my Ravelry group by my 2-year podiversary, we're going to be having a Prize-a-Palooza. That's not my term. I stole that from somebody. There will be giveaways, there will be yarn, there will be patterns, there will be goodness. So if you haven't already, go join the group, Highland Handmades. Tell your friends to join the group. There will be winners for people, like, of my 500 members. There'll be winners. I will have a special contest thread. I'm not going to do it now because it's too far away, but I'm going to have a contest thread for, you know, tell me your favorite podcasting moment from the last year or two. My stove just made a weird noise. It's not on, so I don't know what's going on. I may have a Share the Love podcasting prize. I haven't decided. I may have a vote on your favorite FO from the FO thread. I've got 4 or 5 different options. So if you want to be a part of that, the first thing you can do, the best thing you can do is join the group and stay tuned for announcements. They will all be stickied in the thread. Keep watching the podcast. I felt like there was somebody I wanted to give a shout out to, and now I can't remember who it is. Thank you or something. Can't remember. Sorry, guys. Until next week, happy spinning and knitting, and thanks for tuning in.